just let go. I want glitter like a disco ball. Let my light shine and just take off. My heart is pounding to just be free. Body swaying like a Cali palm tree.
Well, good morning.
Good morning.
Trail light and speed bump here. Coming to you from Trade Gap Shelter, where we spent the night last night.
About froze to death.
It got about 36 degrees last night. I don't know if you can see the icicles coming down on the waterfall here.
We stayed right on the edge of the mountain.
We got back on the trail yesterday from Unicoi Gap where we left off. Today is Saturday, March the 20th. So the plan today is to head up the trail at least 5 to 7 miles. We got other hikers coming right in behind us, so we're going to just take off and show you a little bit of the trail as we go along here. It got windy last night, about 18 miles an hour, so the wind chill I'm sure was down below 36. Our water froze up last night, some of our drinking water, but so we know it got cold. But that's to be expected, and we are back on the trail. We are glad to be back on the trail from the time that we had off for the weather that moved in. I think everybody knows that front that came in, and now of course it's colder since it's left, but today is a beautiful day. We are happy to be on the trail, and we will catch back in with you later on this afternoon. I'm going to let you just enjoy some of the views, and we'll catch back up with you towards the next shelter where we stop. Okay, we are coming to you from Powell Mountain that we just left. We spent the night last night at Deep Gap Shelter, and about 4 o'clock this morning it started raining, and rained really till about 9 o'clock this morning. We got just a little bit of a later start today, but as you can see, the trail is still a bit mucky, but it's beautiful as always. Just want to give you an idea this morning of some of the hiking on the trail when it's raining. And like we said, the rain's inevitable. You do deal with it a lot on the AT trail, especially in the springtime, especially in Georgia, North Carolina, Tennessee. There's a lot of places, but up here in the mountains especially. And our plan today is to get past Dick's Creek Gap, and right past that is a tent site, maybe 1/10 of a mile or 3/10 it might be on the map, and spend the night there tonight, and then tomorrow we're going to go in for a resupply into Hiawassee, Georgia. We do try to get a resupply about every 4 or 5 days at the most, and so with the weather we've had a few more stops than what we wanted, but that's all to be expected out here on the AT. That's part of the planning and the strategy and pushing through it, and we are definitely prepared with rain gear and our tents. Everything is, if it does rain, it rained, the tent held up quite nicely. No leaks, no drips, so always good to know out here in the wilderness. Even though you can test it at the house, it's always good to know that it holds up to the wind and the rain out here. But as you can see, it's just beautiful hiking through this tunnel, as we call it, and we still have, I think, maybe 3 more miles to get to Dick's Creek Gap. We'll be there early afternoon, but that's going to be the plan, because we have to plan it out to where when we get back on Tuesday morning to start again, to have another 4 or 5 days and another point of where we're going to go. That's just kind of how you do it here. So anyway, we are just enjoying the day, the morning, the hike. It is chilly. It got cold last night. It's probably around 36, I suppose, last night, and so we stay warm with our sleeping gear in our sleeping system. So dry and warm is a good thing out here in this kind of muck that you go through, and that's just part of being out here in the wilderness. So, but we couldn't be happier doing it. So that's what we're here for, and it's all part of the fun. We also will say for the first time that we have our sights now on North Carolina. Yay! It will be coming up next week sometime. We'll show you that, of course, at the border, but we will have hiked through the mountains of North Georgia, and we will be starting on North Carolina next week sometime. Hope to. That's the plan. So we will continue hiking and showing you the trail. Speed bump is right behind me. I'll swing around and show her coming down the mountain. Here she comes. Let you see some more hiking this morning. Okay, we don't normally show a lot of the hiking, but we thought we would this morning just simply because of all the rain. Now normally these trails actually have water pouring down them as well, because that's where the water goes, is right down the trail, and we are on the side of a mountain. So but it didn't rain enough in this particular area anyway that it didn't go right down the trail. We'll come across some muck on the other side of the mountain, no doubt. But anyway, that's it for today, and we will pick back up with you after we start back up on Dix Creek Gap and heading north up towards North Carolina. So that's it for today, everybody. Well, hello everybody. We're checking in with you from the other side of Dix Creek Gap this morning. It is Tuesday, March 23rd. We did a little resupply last night in Hiawassee, Georgia, so we are good to go for another 4 to 5 days, depending on the speed bump. Speed bump said she would talk some more, but she's trying to get her lungs going up these mountains in North Georgia. It's depending on the weather this week. We know there's some moving in. I think there's 20% chance today and tomorrow. Thursday is the thunderstorm day, so that's the downpour day. So we'll see how that goes. It's just part of what you deal with out here. And we should have enough supply for, till we get into the Franklin area pretty easily. That's Franklin, North Carolina. That's right, everybody. We have almost traversed the mountains of North Georgia and had our first little mile marker of the North Carolina borderline coming up. And we are looking forward to that for our own personal celebration. And that'll be also right at the 100-mile marker coming up as well, the first one. So we still have our shoes on and still pushing north.
Yep.
And enjoying this morning, this weather. It's about 55 degrees here on the trail today. Beautiful morning. I've already peeled off my jacket going up the mountains, and short sleeves, merino wool on, and it's just perfect hiking weather actually right now. So we're going to make some miles up towards, I think the next shelter is Plum Orchard. That's about 3 miles from here, 3.5. So we're going to look at that, probably have lunch there, and think about where we're going to end up for tonight as we plan out our days. We'll see. We want to go to a tent site. We did some stealth tenting the other night just up above Dick's Creek Gap, and it was a nice little spot that we found up there. And of course we did our bear hang and with our bear bag. So we're just excited to be here, just enjoying it, and still have to pinch ourselves to believe that we're actually doing this and are able to do it. And we thank the Lord that we are still able to do it. And like we said before we started this and tried to get started, if not now, when? So, you know, very few times that everything lines up that you can actually even attempt to do this. So we're just grateful, and we're not telling anybody again that we're going to Katahdin. We're just heading north, and that is our plan. But you know, Lord willing, we'll keep going that way and enjoying the hike. Like our motto says, every day a brand new hike. And we just enjoy the mountains here in North Georgia. We appreciate everybody that's been so helpful, and grateful to the trail ridge runners of Lily and Joshua. Shout out to them. We actually had an opportunity to help a couple that had got lost actually at Woody Gap. We passed them on the way up the mountain, and about an hour and a half later passed them again going the other way, and they asked us where the parking lot was. So luckily Lily was close by, and we flagged her down and introduced her to them, and got them back safe because the sun was getting ready to go down in a few hours. So shout out to the ridge runners for all they do, and all the
thank you for your service,
all the maintenance that they do and the help that they do. And also the trail angels. Shout out to let's see, Ron Brown, who's also the shuttle driver.
Service,
if anybody's in need of a good knowledgeable, like an encyclopedia of the Appalachian Trail, that is Ron Brown for sure. You can't go wrong in using him. And he also was at Woody Gap, as a matter of fact, and we got another sucker from him. So thank you, Ron. And also to Roy, was at Unicoi Gap at the bottom, or
no, he was. I'm not sure exactly where he was at, but he was at
after,
one of the.
It was after Unicoi Gap.
Yeah.
And anyway, he helped us out. And jukebox, yes.
She was just at Dick's Creek, and she supplied water and fruit, and we were very thankful for that.
Yes, there's nothing better than an orange or apple out here, or water on the trail. You know, you find out what really matters out here. And jukebox, I think she said she did the trail in 2019. So she's already done her through hike, and that's a way that a lot of these trail angels, I've noticed, give back. They appreciate what the hikers are going through. They understand it. And also the hostels that we went to above the clouds with Nimrod and Lucky, we appreciate what they do. And you know, this Appalachian Trail, I think this year it's stated at 2,193 miles. And you know, notice I say this year because the trail does change year to year, just because of different places and sections that maybe need to be reworked or rerun or rerouted even. So that's why the actual mileage every year does change according to the ATC, the Appalachian Trail Conservancy. We call it the ATC. They're not actually handing out the tags this year, but Speed Bump got us each one made. So we have tags for our own official tags.
Yes.
For this year. So we are carrying those, and that's okay. They're doing that, of course, for litigation purposes, I'm sure, as we all know, with the virus that shall remain unnamed. But so they'll probably start that back up again next year, I'm told. At least that's the last I heard. Just beautiful day, beautiful hiking weather. We are enjoying it. We are blessed, and I will actually just turn it around now and let you enjoy what we're enjoying on the trail. This side above spring is being restored to natural state due to the heavy use in this area. We try to pay attention to the different sections that we go through, come across. You'll find a sign like that every now and then where they're either restoring or maintaining vegetation. Of course, the rule here on the Appalachian Trail is leave no trace. That means exactly what it says. You are out here just enjoying the Lord's trail that He created for us, and we leave it that way, and we respect it that way. All of the creeks, every place you stay. That's why you stay at designated campsites, tent sites, shelters, so that you don't destroy any new areas, but you just maintain the areas that's already there. So we respect that, of course, and we're very grateful that we can be on this trail in the different states that we go through. So this is actually down the other side of the mountain, so a little easier going. I can't get going too fast. Speed Bump says hold on. She's going to change my trail name to Hold On, she said.
Or give me a minute.
Or give me a minute. So we are just blessed and happy to be on the trail together, especially. That's a blessing in itself. Not too many couples have we met out here that's able to still hike the trail together as a couple. Okay, just a little view of the hiking and giving you a little taste of being out here on the trail. And we will catch back up with you later on, and won't be long before we are in North Carolina by the end of this week, we hope, depending on the weather. We'll check back with you later, everybody. Okay, everybody, we thought we'd go back on here on Tuesday, March 23rd, and guess what? We are walking up And looky here, North Carolina.
Woo-hoo!
We have made it here today, quicker than what we thought we might.
Yes.
So we are very happy for that.
We are leaving Georgia
We have
behind.
Officially leaving Georgia behind. We have hiked through the mountains and valleys and streams of North Georgia, and we are now in North Carolina. We are going to go ahead. Speed Bump said she's had all she wants today, so we are going to look for a campsite. I think over by Bly Gap is just about 2/10 of a mile up here. We're going to camp, and we are going to celebrate tonight with some Thai chicken that we came across on a ready-made meal, and that we picked up in Hiawassee. So we are looking for some good victuals and
Yes.
getting camped. So we are in North Carolina officially, and we will check in with you again
In the morning, huh?
tomorrow.
Yes.
Well, good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Trail Light and Speed Bump here on Wednesday morning, March 24th. We are now officially in North Carolina, still pushing north up the mountains in North Carolina, and as you can see, the rain moved in last night and was continuing on through this morning and even right now. So it is mucky out here as promised on the AT. I am climbing up with my hands and feet on this top part of this mountain, and we're getting north towards the top. We are hoping that later on today we might get a little break in the weather, try to dry some things out, and figure out which shelter we're heading towards. They do have some thunderstorms forecast for tomorrow, so we will have to figure that out. But we are still pushing north and trying to catch our breath up this mountain. Just wanted to give you an idea that the rain and the muck, as they say, embracing the muck here is very real. You have to just kind of get right through it and keep on going. We are doing that. As you can see, the trail becomes very mucky too up the sides of these mountains, but hey, that's why we're here. It's all part of it. We're enjoying being in North Carolina. We're glad to be here. Our next destination, so to speak, will be Franklin, North Carolina. We will see how quickly we can get there because of the weather that's rolling in tomorrow, this weekend. May delay us a little bit, but that's where we will be heading. But for now, I just wanted to kind of give you an idea of where we're at and what's going on this morning. And we are just out enjoying hiking and the trail and getting our taste of the muck, and that's the way it is. I'm going to turn around the camera and show you some of this mucky.
Here you go.
That's it for now, everybody. You can see the muck and the rain. We will catch it back with you later on and fill in with what we decided to do. So goodbye for now. So we are coming to you from Muskrat Creek Shelter, you can see, the skies have opened up. It is pouring down rain. Some are catching water here for the filter. There, Big Bob. It's also hailing a little bit. But we are going to stay put in the shelter for now until this clears out. But it's just another day on the trail, and you can take the good with the bad. But we will probably set this one out and wait till it lets up. I think it's supposed to let up in the morning, so we'll head back probably up towards Franklin and then go in for a resupply from there. So just wanted to give you an idea of what it's like here in the shelter. And it's pouring down rain and hailing, and that's just the way it is. So Sunday, we are waiting out this front that's coming through, and it has been torrential rain continuing. We got up to the shelter here yesterday evening, and before we took off, we could see another front coming in, so we decided to hang in here. And it's a good thing we did. We're going to wait it out here in the shelter. It was tinting outside, but started raining about 15 minutes ago, and we're hoping it goes through in an hour or so, and then we can get back on the trail. Okay, today is Sunday, and we have just made it up on a very rainy, wet day to the tower on top of Mount Albert. It's quite a little hike and climb up here. It's pretty much straight up, one of the highest peaks. And this is our official 100-mile unofficial marker.
Hallelujah.
The tower. So we are hanging in there, going through the wet.
Yes.
And you can't even see the view. We're up in the clouds. We are socked in with weather. So we have to get on going down the mountain to find a place to shelter tonight. It's supposed to get in the 30s, and we're wet and a little bit tired. So we are going to keep on going. But we are still pushing north, everybody. Okay, trail light and speed bump coming to you from Oconee Mountain Lodge. Sorry. It is Tuesday, March the 30th. And Oconee is, I was told, is a Cherokee word that means two waters coming together. Anyway, we are taking a zero. As you can see, we're sitting inside a lodge. We are getting our laundry done, some resupply, and we're doing this because we're on our 4th day. And as you saw with some of the videos from Muskrat Shelter with the downpours, we have been experiencing some really bad weather. And so you can kind of tell that we've kind of been slack on some of our uploads lately. That's why. So we are going to try to put another one out here and get things caught up. Anyway, we have made it to Waya Gap, which is about 15 miles out of Franklin, North Carolina now. And we are deciding today whether we are going on the trail again tomorrow. Weather is moving in again tonight and tomorrow. So it's supposed to be really cold Thursday, which we're fine with the cold, we're fine with the rain, but not both together. So that's the only thing that we're trying to decide right now. And everything's been going well. Yeah. We are
enjoying the hike.
Enjoying the hike and still going north, and our shoes are still on, and we've made it past the 100-mile mark. We showed a little clip of that. We were very happy for that. It was a rainy, cold, foggy, windy day to get up there, so we didn't spend a lot of time with that, but we did want to show everybody the top of Albert Mountain and the tower and the 100-mile mark. So we are doing well. Everything is, we're starting to get into the routine a little bit more, figuring out what we need to do. And about every 4 or 5 days we try to, or have to resupply somewhere, so you have to kind of figure out where you're going to be. We're taking one day ahead of time on this. Maybe didn't really want, we wanted to go ahead and just hike tomorrow, but we'll have to see what the weather's going to dictate. The trail and the weather dictate sometime to you what you're going to do. It was 37 degrees this morning when we got up. We understand Thursday is supposed to be a high of 37. So, and as low as in the 17s into the teens at night, which that's fine. It's still doable. As long as it's just cold and not the rain moving in too. So we have to look at that. But everything's going well.
Well, about far. We're getting stronger. We're getting where we can hike about 11 miles.
Yesterday we did 11.4
right.
miles, and didn't really get started early either.
No, yeah.
So, you know, going up the mountains, of course, is a lot slower for us than going
down a mountain.
Down or even just on a
Sideways.
flatter ridge. But anyway, it is getting better every day.
Stronger,
I think.
yes. I am.
I want to give a shout out to Pastor Robert Brown and the First Baptist Church in Franklin.
Yes.
They did a pancake and bacon breakfast for all of the AT hikers. They would go by and pick them up at all the different hotels and hostels and bring them in. And we talked to a lot of hikers who attended that. They
do it every day.
Did a good job. That's one of their ministries. It's a very good ministry.
For 2 months, yes.
And he did a little devotion out of Hebrews, keeping your eyes fixed and fastened upon Jesus, the author and finisher of our salvation, and was very thankful and appreciative of that. Yes. And oh, by the way, he's from Lawton, Oklahoma, so I had a good little conversation with him. Oklahoma is our home state, so well, my home state. Speed bump is actually South Carolina.
Yes.
Where we just moved to recently, a few months ago. So
shout out
we've
to
had
him
some
and Patsy.
And Patsy, yes, she did a good job.
Yes, she's a blessing. Yeah.
Yeah. The lodge here, as you can see,
turn it around.
This is just a hostel. It's on the downstairs here, and all the different hostels that we go to are all a little bit different. Of course, the people are very nice. We had some great trail magic also. I want to shout out to, was it Gary? I think his name was.
Greg.
Or Greg. Greg, his name was actually. Interesting enough for our family. But anyway, at mile 98.5, right before Albert Mountain on that cold day, that is a very high point. It's about 5,400 feet, I think, up. So on boulders. Hands and feet climbing only in part of it with your backpack to get up to the top. So he had actually had his 4-wheel drive up there with the barbecue grill, little tent set up, hot dogs on the grill, water, chips, and we were extremely thankful to him for that. That was the end of a very trying day that day. So just a shout out to him and all of the trail angels along the way. So, but we are enjoying the hike. I mean, yes, it's wet. Yes, it's cold sometimes. Yes, it's trying to get up the mountains and all we can do to get to a place to find the shelter at night sometime. But hey, that's why we're here and we're loving it. So we are still here in North Carolina, and we will keep pushing north. And we will keep updating you as we can, and as we get Wi-Fi and power. We're up. NOC's next.
And then the Smokies.
The NOC or the NOC is slang for the Nantahala Outdoor Center.
Yeah.
So it's another prominent place. So anyway, just keep pushing north, and eventually Tennessee. We'll see you.